Hello YouTube, this is Wrangler-Sec. Today we'll be reviewing the Offsec Proving Grounds practice machine Scrutiny. This is an intermediate level Linux machine that reinforces enumeration and post-exploitation. Initial recon of the machine reveals 3 open ports, SSH on port 22, SMTP on port 25, and a web server running on port 80. A hostname is leaked in the server information from SMTP, which we will use to fuzz for virtual hosts, and ultimately will lead us to a Teamcity client. Using a publicly available exploit, we will gain access to the Teamcity instance as admin. Post-exploitation enumeration will provide credentials for SSH access, lateral and vertical movement, and finally we will gain root access to the machine using sudo and GTFO bins. Let's get started. Alright, so let's begin our initial enumeration of the target here. And what I like to do, I always set variables inside my terminal for like host names and IP addresses. It just, instead of having to remember what they are all the time, it's easier to set a variable and just leave it be and recall that variable whenever you need it. So we're going to use the variable target, the IP address, 161.91. Now we can run rustscan. We're at rustscan, attack A, and we'll recall our variable with quotation marks $target. We're going to up the U limit so this goes a little faster. 5,000. Tac accessible. So it disables the banner and all the pretty type. Not really worried about that. And we're going to use the nmat scripts version and safe script. And we'll let nmat run here. And we can see it found our SSH open, SMTP on 25, and our HTTP server running on port 80. And here comes our nmap outputs for versions. It should be any second now. There we go. All right, scroll to the top here and take a look. We have our SSH, OpenSSH 8.2. We're running on Ubuntu. We have our host key, SMTP. And we've got a server name of onlyrans. And our DNS as well. And it looks like that's it. So our next step is we're going to add that host name DNS to our virtual hosts. And we are going to do that by adding another variable, and we'll call it vhost. This is going to be onlyrans.com. And now that we have our variable set up, we can use the printf command to add this quickly to our etc host. And we're just going to change our variable here from IP to target. And this is going to sudo, elevate our privileges in T to etc host. Our password. Bingo. So we can see from the output here that our IP address is now entered into etc hosts as onlyrans.com. So if we ping onlyrans.com, we should get a reply, and we do. We're going to use curl and take a look at the headers of onlyrans.com and see if there's anything interesting there. Nginx 1.18. Let's take a look at that website. onlyrans.com. See, you can hire freelancers for free, or hire freelancers here. Doesn't look like there's much in the way of interactivity. Newsletter. Does this do anything? No. Alright, so since we do have a host name here, we can fuzz for vhost, and we're going to use fuff to fuzz for the vhost. So fuff is fuzz faster, you fool. As you can see, I've already ran it here. We're going to run it again. But fuff, tac W for wordless. And you can see I'm using secless, big cork subdomains, top 100,000. Tac U is our host only rounds, and we're using the header host to fuzz for host names. Tac AC is auto calibrate, which fuff will go through and discard anything that doesn't make any sense. We'll run this real quick. And as you can see, we located a host name of teams. Teams.onlyrounds.com. We'll cancel out fuff. We'll add this to our etc hosts. Again, we're going to select a new variable. So we'll call this teams vhost. Go back to our and you can see we added our teams at onlyrounds.com. Let's ping that. Make sure we're seeing it. We are. Again, we'll use curl. And www authenticate basic realm is Teamcity. Let's take a look at this in our browser. And sure enough, we are met with a Teamcity login. But as of right now, we don't have any usernames or passwords. Maybe we could try admin, and password. They're not going to work. Looking up the documentation for Teamcity, the username and password are set at the time of install. So, but we do have a version number right here. We could take this to Google and search for possible exploits. We'll call it Teamcity. And looks like we do have some stuff here. Rapid 7. It was taking entirely too long to load. After doing this box, the exploit I used was called RCity. There it is, RCity. Let's see the documentation. RCity is a Python script that interacts with a vulnerable Teamcity server. The CB facilitates an authorized admin account creation, bypassing 403s on the domain, whilst also achieving RCE through debug process route. Usage, rcity.py, tac-t, looks like that's going to be our target. You can increase your verbosity. You can also send commands directly. And I guess the script also enumerates users. So let's take a look at this here. I'm pretty sure this is in my downloads folder. RC, yep. Let's do Python 3. rcity tech-t http teams.onlyrens.com. Let's see what we get. Oh, we got an error. And we got an error because I edited this script and sent proxy connections to Burp Suite. We can revisit that here. Fire up Burp Suite. And the reason I do this is with Burp Suite is to debug the script and take a look at what it's doing in the background. Reading code is fine, but seeing it in action is way better. So we're going to go to our proxy here, turn intercept on, and I'm going to kind of minimize this, put it back here, kind of out of our way. All right, with Burp Suite running, let's run this again. And here we can see we are intercepting requests from this Python script. We got a post hacks question mark JSP app test users, rest users, sorry. We intercept this request or the response for the request. We can see that this actually created a username, rcity-rules185, email address, user ID, name. So this is kind of just how I debug scripts. It's very useful. We'll turn intercept off and let Python continue. And here we go. We got our output. We've got we created the user rcity-rules185 with a password and user ID 21. And I think I'll just take a second and open up Code VSS here and show you guys how I edited this script to add the proxy servers in. Again, it's very, very useful when you're dealing with scripts that send HTTP request to send it to a proxy and it's intercepted and take a look at the traffic and how it's coming across. So our very first edit here was adding these proxies here. This is the proxy to Burp Suite. Proxies equal squiggly brackets. Then we add the HTTP and the HTTPS proxy in. Beyond that, we go to where our first post request is. Here. So response equals request.post. And we add proxies equal proxies into this into these brackets here. This will send traffic to the proxy. You could always comment this out if you don't want to send proxies anymore. So let's go here and put our shine. Now let's comment it out and it won't send proxies anymore. But that's it. So we would add these proxies tabs to all the requests. And in Code VSS, which is very useful, you can add multiple cursors. So let's say, for example, we have our cursor here and we want to add more stuff. Let's find another post request. So token response equals request. We can hold on Linux and Windows Alt and add multiple cursors and type these proxies one at a time. Really useful, really powerful to add multiple cursors. So I do all my Python programming in VSS for that reason. It's very helpful. Okay, let's go back to our browser here and we'll log in with our password and username for Teamcity. Here we go. And Let's grab our password. Control V to copy. Go back to our browser. Control C to copy. V to paste. Let's log in. And it looks like we are logged in. All right, so we got some projects here. Projects for freelancers. Expand this real quick, and we've got some usernames. Kathleen, Marco, Matthew, and Patricia. All right, Kathleen looks like she has 9 pending changes. Let's look through her changes here, see if there's anything. Oh, I don't see anything interesting here. We'll go through the rest of the users and see if maybe we have to see if we can get the password somewhere. All right, Marco, you're next. Marco. Marco has 10 pending changes. And this is funny. Oops. And looks like Marco left his, or put in his IDRSA file, then deleted it. But we still have access to it. So let's copy our identity file here. And we'll go Kate, create a new file. Formatting looks good. We're going to save this as Marco. Teamcity.txt. And we save that in home. So we're going to, as always with the identity file, we need to make sure it has the proper permissions. So we're going to change mode teamcity.txt to 600 to make sure that that has the correct permissions. All right, let's try to log in. We're going to cd to home real quick. SSH tac I teamcity.txt Marco T at target, and it's asking for a password. Let's try password. That's not going to work. Admin. It's not going to work either. All right, so our SSH file has a password. We're going to use a tool called SSH2John to get a hash of that file and hopefully crack it. And we're going to send this to teamcity.hash. Make sure that the file's here. Teamcity.hash. We'll clear our screen. Then we're going to use John to crack it. John, teamcity. .hash. And we're going to specify word list equals user share word list matthewa.txt. Cracked one password hash. So we're going to do tac show. And Teamcity text is cheer. All right, so let's try to log in again with the password this time. And we are logged in. Let's see what's in Marco's folder here. Huh. Well, he's expecting the local.txt here. Find name local.txt. Oh, looks like it's in server /get.local.txt. Can we cat that file? We can. And there is our local.txt. Very cool. All right, thinking back on the box here, we did have SMTP open. There's probably a reason. So emails are stored in var mail. Let's go look at var mail. cd var mail. Let's see what we have. Oh, we have some more usernames here. We have Bobby P, Deanna B, Edgar M, Kathleen, Marco, Matthew, Patricia, Sonia, Susan, and William. We know we are Marco, so let's cat Marco's file and see what is in there. Alright, we got some data. Take a look. Start at the top. Marco. Dach, the imbecile, forgot to disable my access. So you can log in using my account. The password is idealism engine ashen 476 without quotations. I've left you a parting gift, your eyes only. I'm going to miss you, pal. Catch you on the flip side. Sincerely, Matthew. All right, well, we have a password here. And a note that Matthew left us something for our eyes only. What else we got? Dear Randos. This is from Matthew to Kathleen, Marco, and Patricia. Subject, goodbye. Dear Randos, like most things in life, good things must come to an end. My access has been terminated, so I thought I'd send you this very last email to say goodbye. You have been like a family to me for as long as I can remember. And since we're not supposed to communicate outside work, I hope that maybe one day you'll remember me. Marco, I have faith you will become an excellent leader for the team. Take care, everyone. Goodbye. Sincerely, Matthew. All right, another one here from Matthew to William. Hi, William. Welcome to the team. I just talked to Sonia about giving you a virtual tour of what we do at Only Rants. So please be ready to go once Kathleen's given you the orientation session on how to use Teamcity. Best, Marco T. Next email is from Edgar to Marco. Hi, Marco. Congratulations on your promotion to department chief. I trust you will have William W. under control, as well as your shameful numbers. Get work done. Wow. Okay, Marco. And finally, our last email is from Sonia to Marco. Marco, if you don't get these numbers up by the end of the quarter, you and your team are going to make up for it in unpaid overtime. Regards, S-Tam. All right, well, Marco seems to be in a bit of trouble. But that's neither here nor there. Let's see if we can switch to Matthew A. It would help if I could spell his name correctly. 2 T's. And can't forget the SU. Try our password. And we are Matthew. All right, well, now that we're Matthew, I'm curious as to where he would have left that thing for his eyes only. Let's check Matthew's email real quick. Let's see if there's anything in it worthwhile. Back to the top. Our first one is from Brianne and Only Rands to Matthew. Hello, Matthew. I'm writing to inform you that your access to the company resources have been disabled. You will be given an hour to send your goodbyes, pack your belongings, and hand over your access card. Thank you for your cooperation and the progress you've made at Only Rands. We wish you all the best with your future endeavors. Regards, Dach. And here's the same email we saw in Marco's email. And the last one. Okay. Nothing there. Let's check home. I'll go to freelancers, CD freelancers. Is Matthew in here? He is. Let's see, Matthew A. Take a look in his home folder. If I can type at all. You got the bash logout, bash rc, git config, that profile work, and looks like a hidden tilde. Let's check that out. Oh, here we go. Dach's password is refried scabbed wasting 502. I saw it once when he had to use my terminal to check Teamcity status. Well, we've got another user. And back in our email, here from Brianne or Brian D at Only Rands, it's signed as Dach. I'm guessing that Brian D is actually Dach. We just need to find out where his folder is. Let's CD back. He's not in freelancers. Probably administration or operations. Let's try administration first. Ah, and there he is. Issue Brian D. And we'll grab his password. And we are Brian D. Let's see what's in his folder. Nothing there. Let's back out. Let's see if he can sudo any commands. Sudo tech-l. He can. Root no password. User bin system control status. Teamcity server.service. Let's check if there's anything in GTFO bins for system control. Open up a new terminal here. GTFO bins. Systemctl sudo. Oh, we do have something here. This example creates a local sudo copy of the binary and runs it to maintain elevated privileges. Here we go, sudo. If the binary is allowed to run as superuser by sudo, it does not drop elevated privileges and may be used to access the file system, escalate or maintain privileged access. This invokes default pager, which is likely to be less. Other functions may apply. We're going to try this. So sudo user bin systemctl status Teamcity -server .service. This looks like it might be less. So we're going to do our exclamation point sh, and we are root. Who am I? We are root. All right, let's grab our proof.txt file, root, proof.txt. There we go. We are all done. Just post exploitation, especially with root, I always check etc shadow and grab hashes. So we can see there's all our hashes. I would grab these, send them to maybe cracked offline, and log the passwords. All right, so that is our box. Scrutiny, Proving Grounds. I hope you guys had fun. I know I did. And we'll see you on the next one.